She did 320,000 in sales the last 12 months. I'm here with Jen, and she's going to break down how she did it. Welcome to the Amazon.
Welcome to the Amazon Savages podcast. Hear the stories of Amazon sellers crushing it in the game and keep up with the latest strategies that are working. Sit back, relax, and remember, if you truly try and work really hard, you will make a ridiculous amount of money selling on Amazon.
That's what Jen did. She worked really hard, and she has now sold 320,000. She just went full-time this year after going to Miami Sellers Conference, and I'm super excited to have her here. Welcome to the podcast, Jen.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
100%. Tell us how you did it.
Wow. How I got to 325,000?
Yeah. People are out there watching, thinking this whole thing's a scam. It's fake. People aren't making money.
I didn't quit. I kept going. Even when it got hard, I just kept going. You know, I started part-time and I started small and I just kept going. And when I made the plunge into full-time and I've been able to focus solely on the business, that's when I saw a good increase on my numbers.
Mm-hmm. And so what was like the first sale for you? What were you doing? Were you doing online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, selling books, wholesale? How did you get your first sale on Amazon?
Well, I actually started in 2020 during COVID. I actually started, this is what I did with my quarantine. I had been selling on eBay for a few years, kind of as a hobby. And I was looking at Amazon. Like during COVID, I started binge watching Amazon videos. I was watching Rake and Profit, a lot of his videos. We weren't allowed to go to the gym. So I was.
That was when we were living together. Me and Steve were living together.
I remember. Yeah. I was following your story. And but I was going for walks because we weren't allowed to go to the gym and listening to his podcast. And it was during his interview with Jameson when he had Jameson on.
He's one of my best friends.
I decided to just go for it. Because the first step is creating your account. And I was full of fear that I couldn't do it. And I'm like, just go create your account. And that's why I tell people, start your account. That's the first step. Yeah. And then just start scanning. And then I did that and I found a few items. Now, during COVID, everything evidently got shut down for FBA. And everyone had to start merchant fulfilling, which was perfect for me because I was used to eBay. So jumping into Amazon merchant fulfill was really easy. I found items that were in the store that I could sell. I was shocked when I found my first item. I was just started scanning items that I was buying for myself. And I found these, I have cats. So I found these pet Swiffers. Yep. And I scanned them. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can sell them and at a great profit. So I bought some, sold them. And then I did start sending them in FBA. Mm-hmm. And then how I really got started, I mean, that was fun. It got me started. I originally started with, I didn't have enough faith in myself. So I started with the basics Amazon seller account. And within 2 weeks, I had to upgrade to the professional because I had already hit those number of sales. And what really helped me get to the next level from that point was the dumbbells. I was
just about to ask that because they were going crazy during COVID.
Yes. And knowing eBay and knowing the flat rate boxes and knowing how to ship really helped me merchant fulfill them. And I got my workout in at the same time.
Yeah. What kind of margins were you looking at? Like you're selling those things for triple, quadruple the price?
Oh, gosh. They were going for more than double. I mean, I was buying the dumbbells for probably, it depends. I was selling up to 40 pounders. And then I was flipping some on Facebook Marketplace as well. Some sets that you couldn't ship. Oh, gosh. I mean, some of them were close to 100% ROI. So I was able to double my money. So how I got started was because I didn't have much capital. So I put my purchase on a credit card and it was more of a test buy. And they sold, and I was able to pay my credit card off before the bill was due.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's amazing. I wish I would have taken advantage of that during that time. Like weights were going crazy, mask, Germex was going crazy. Like there was so much opportunity in 2020.
The funny thing also is I was started with retail arbitrage on eBay, and it was more of a hobby. I was just having fun knowing that I could buy things in a store and resell them. And what I was doing on eBay is I was buying hand soaps and making little gift baskets and selling them on eBay. And I would make them for like Halloween seasonal fragrances because people like them all year. So I had stocked up on hand soaps, Halloween hand soaps, and Christmas, and the hand sanitizers, and they actually didn't really sell. But come COVID, I had all this stock, and I was selling on Mercari. eBay, you had to be really careful with what words you use to sell them. So, and people were happy to get them.
Do you know what your margin is like on 30,000 sales? Because you're doing about 30,000, about 1,000 in sales a day. Do you know kind of what you're keeping off of that?
My margin is about, I would say, I don't know exactly because I look at the ROI.
15%, because ROI generally margins about half of ROI.
Okay. Well, I would say between probably about 20% then.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
a little
awesome.
less, 18, 20%.
Yeah. It's 6,000 a month-ish.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So how can you help a Jen in the, let's say, there's a lot of people out there just starting, and I have a lot of females that follow me on my email list for some reason. I ran Facebook ads a few years ago, and I have a bunch of like 40 to 60-year-old women that follow me. It's like, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of weird. And they are, they're not tech savvy. They think that, the youngins are the ones making all the money because they know how to look at the keeper graphs and understand like all this stuff. What advice would you have for someone like that who doesn't really, vibe with the young kids, and they want to get started and kind of replicate what you've done? Like, because you're going out to retail stores, like, would you recommend they start that way or OA? Like, what kind of tips would you have for them?
Well, first of all, I just want to say I can relate. I remember last year I was nervous to go to Miami Sellers Conference. It was my very first event. I'm like, they're younger. I'm a woman. I was like, I don't drink. And last year you guys kind of looked like you were having a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have not drank since March though, because I made a goal that I'm not going to drink until I have 500 paying members of GoToLister. And so I've not drank since March. So if you guys haven't already signed up for GoToLister, so I can have a drink in Miami this year.
But anyway, I took the courage and I went. So first of all, getting around other sellers, because that's where I was able to really get the confidence in myself to go full time and being around other people. And I wasn't the only woman there. I wasn't the only older person there. There were older people of all.
You're not even old. Like I'm talking about, I have people email me and they're like, honey, I just got off my oxygen mask and I'm downloading Scout IQ, and God bless them. But I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like there are people that are really old trying to make this work, and they can if they actually put the effort in and do the things required. Like you just got to put the reps in. But a lot of times they have limiting beliefs in their head that they can't do it because it's all young people doing it,
Sure. You can do it at any age. Anybody can do it. And, I love watching, like, I think you taught your mom, Reagan Prophet taught his mom, and really anybody can do it. And what's nice about this is it can do what works for you, but you have to do something. You have to take action and you learn. You can either sit there and watch everybody else do it, or you can take small baby steps. That's always been my motto, just small baby steps, one step, and you learn. I'm still learning. Right now I'm dealing with account health issues and I'm learning. But I've learned so much over the last 3 years by taking little baby steps. My journey has always been different also, depending upon what was going. Now I started part-time, and I told you how I got started with the dumbbells. Your business, just get started. Start scanning, start finding things, get connected, and you'll learn. But you have to get started.
What do you recommend they do for scanning? Use the Amazon Seller app, Seller Amp? Like, what are you using when you go out?
Initially, I started with just the Amazon Seller app, and I still use that when I go out. I should be using, I think I know your GoToLister's coming, and I was watching your video, so I'm getting there. And I think there's an app coming.
All right, because when I see you at Miami, you ain't using GoToLister, we're going to have some problems.
Okay, I'm getting there. But I am using Scoutify 2
Gotcha.
And it allows me to pull up the Keepa chart, so I can look at the Keepa chart as well. So those are my two main things when I'm scanning out.
And you're looking for buy box prices, profit. Like, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at profit, number of sellers. I'm watching the chart. I like to really see the Keepa chart. Now, sometimes I can make a good judgment call in the Amazon app if there's not really many sellers on it. And I do a lot of beauty products. I have a really good RA source. So I'm heavy into that. But sometimes I want to dig a little deeper if I see a lot of sellers, and I get really good prices at my RA. So sometimes there can be a lot of sellers, but I like to see what they're selling it at, because I can get it at a price that's extremely profitable. And even though there's a lot of sellers, I can still make a really good profit. And I'm guessing that they probably didn't.
Yeah, they don't have the same price as you do. Walk us through how you got those prices.
How I got those prices.
It sounds like you maybe have a relationship or something, or how did that come out to be?
It's the source. It's the source.
Well, is it like on the shelf where anyone can buy it, or did you get like backroom access? Did you talk to the manager?
No, it's on the shelf.
Gotcha.
But I do get additional discounts, which this is my favorite source. I have a relationship with the manager. And they do, I'm not the only reseller that goes here. But the relationship helps. I go in, and it's actually a store that likes resellers. And I was just there last week, and she always does a little bit more for me because of that relationship. And she was telling me that I know people have a lot to say, sometimes negative things to say about resellers, but she said, the resellers have saved our business right now. So resellers, I mean, we have, and you can see some videos, and there's a lot of negative talk about us, but I believe we actually help the economy, and we're helping the stores hit their bottom line. We're also helping them clear out their store, and I focus on stores that want my money. I go into stores, and if they don't like resellers or not reseller friendly or whatnot, like I know everyone sells Nike. I don't make out well at Nike. I don't know. The store I go to locally, they make it difficult. I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to go here. So I found other places to go to.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, Nike can be good if you got to get good prices though.
No, it can be. And I think it depends on your area, because I can hit 2 Nike stores. One's really far, and I do better at that one. But the one close to me, I really think, sometimes resellers can push the limits too, and they can do negative things, and they can give stores a negative impression of resellers. And
yeah,
I think
I sell books, and my first few years I was 100% thrifting books. And I would go to library sales up in the Northeast. And you sound like you're from Boston or somewhere up there.
Philadelphia.
I can hear some type of northern accent. It is crazy driving from Boston down to Washington, D.C. The number of accents they have blows my mind. You drive up and down the West Coast from California to Portland, they all talk the same. Here in the South, more or less, we talk the same. But you go a few states over, and it's like, how are you guys so different? It blows my mind. But anyway, New Jersey people and their accent is crazy.
I'm not far from Jersey.
I can't do any of the accents, but they are aggressive. I feel like if you speak like a New Jersey person, you have more testosterone in your blood because you're more aggressive. And this is the one library site I went to where grown-ass adults were acting like kids. We went in, and I was with my friend Andrew, and we went over to the textbook section, and they were just everybody wanted the textbook, so they started scanning them, and they all fell on the ground. And the adults just left it there. Wow. And I'm just like, are y'all kidding me? 50, 60-year-old people, going out. And it's like, relax, take a breath. Like, chill out. This is why some libraries hate resellers. But then libraries also love resellers because we make up like 70% of their sales. Mm-hmm. And so just don't be a douchebag is the memo. There's a lot of inventory out there to be had. And that's the kind of thing about RA and selling books on Amazon is people feel it's a very primal thing that like, oh, I'm going to get my food. It's like you're hunting and gathering, and like you see all these other people trying to get what you're trying to get. And that's what makes OA different, is like with OA, you're just clicking a computer. You're kind of detached from the situation. But with RA, especially with books at library sales, everybody goes crazy. And I just, if you're out there and you're selling books, just relax, calm down, take a breath. Like it'll be okay, So I feel you there.
I do some OA too, though.
Yeah, OA is much more chill. So kind of to harp on the same thing, what's the number one piece of advice you can give to a beginner that wants to make 1,000 in sales a day like you?
The number one piece of advice, honestly, you just got to take the first step and just keep taking the next step, and don't give up. Learn. Surround yourself in the community. I do recommend getting in a group. I've been selling since 2020, and I started out with everything free, all the free Instagram, the free YouTubes. And I've come to go to networking events, and I've met people that scaled much faster than me and have numbers that I'm hoping to get to, that I know I'll get to. And every one of them had joined a course at the very beginning. And there's courses of all like income levels, I would say. Like there's low cost, there's higher costs, do your research, but I would recommend getting in some kind of a guided course that can show you step by step. I mean, I learned it, and it was fun. It's what I did during my COVID, but I would recommend getting involved. Now, if you're against the courses, what I did, because if I had one thing to do different, that's probably what it would be. I would have joined a group much sooner, is one thing I would have done.
Yeah.
Which now I'm in a few. I'm actually probably in too many.
Yeah. You can name some of them. Which ones have impacted you the most?
Well, the Village FBA, I have to give a shout out to Alexis and Tracy. Chris Grant, the OA Challenge was the very first thing I went through. I'm a part of Arbitrage Empire with Soros.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and I'm learning wholesale with Amazon Lit. I joined their group as well.
You just listed all the speakers for Miami Sellers Conference.
Well, I met them last year when I went there, and I had already been eyeing up Amazon Lit, and then I met Soros, and his training on mindset just absolutely changed me. He's actually, after a few conversations with him and learning about his group, that's actually what gave me the courage to go in full time with this. So I went there, conversations I had, friends I made, and it was fun. I had so much fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, but I would say if you're very new and you're not at the level that you want to join a group yet, although that's what I would recommend, and there are some low cost groups out there. There's free groups out there too. Get involved. And what I did is I had so many questions being new, and I didn't want to overwhelm one person with 100 questions. So I would go to this one person, ask them one question, go in this group, ask another question, and I would kind of rotate my questions rather than overwhelming one person.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do starting out. Speaking of courses and groups, so I have a course that I charged $400 for, and I've probably sold, I don't even know, maybe even like $1 million worth of this course, but now it's 100% free. So if you guys go to starthumble.com, this is a course that I used to charge $400 for, and this is all selling books on Amazon. What Jen's talking about is retail arbitrage, which is a little bit different. I recommend going and listening to those people that she just said, Chris Grant, and I wish Jameson or, someone would make a course, but who are you learning? Are you in any paid retail arbitrage groups?
Well, what I would recommend, I know Alexa and Tracy from the Village, they did a group for Hustle Buddies, and it's very low.
Yeah, Hustle Buddies are great. I love watching them on YouTube. So that's a place you can start. But we literally break everything down here. I've sold well over $1 million worth of used books, and this is everything. We have 5 modules here. It breaks everything down from finding the books to sourcing the books to how to list them, and also how to reprice them and stuff like that, and setting income expectations too. But literally everyone she mentioned, like I can second, they're great people. So.
But books is a great way to get started. Once
Yeah.
I got my Amazon seller app loaded on my phone, it was a little bit easier in 2020, and it was still a little bit more of a process. I understand it's more of a process now. You have to get verified and everything. So go open it now if it's not open. But I scanned the books I had in my house and I listed them, and I got some of them sold. So you just reminded me of that. That's a great place to start.
Yeah. Selling books on Amazon. Actually, since we're talking about that, we will give away one of these to one of our listeners. This is 20 minutes in. This is from Reezy Resells and Gary Vee podcast a couple years back. And inside of here, I just literally just made up this giveaway. So we have an Opticon scanner here. And so this helps you scan books, and it sends the ISBN into your phone. And then you can also scan any other items too, but I got to charge it. It's dead, but there's this is about $80, $100 on eBay. And we'll give this away to one of you. All you got to do is make sure you got a GoToLister account. That's a listing software, and email us Jen at support@gotolister.com. And I'll give this away we'll do Friday, November 17th. I'll do the giveaway. So that's for people listening 20 minutes in this podcast. So if you email us, Jen, you could be an existing GoToLister user, or if you haven't already signed up, this is what GoToLister is.
The reason I love the new GoToLister.com is because I can scan faster than I ever have been able to on any other listing app. Watch how quickly I can scan over 35 books.
The number one thing I love about it most is it helps me list and process my items that much faster. And as you know, if you want to grow your Amazon business, speed is the name of the game. If you're thinking about selling on Amazon, or you're already selling and you want to be able to grow your business quicker, definitely check out GoToLister. Appreciate you, Avery, for creating the software, and it's really helping me grow my business. Much love.
So as Jim was saying, this is not a sourcing tool. This is actually to help you list. So it helps you list faster. So I'll be giving away one of these. All you got to do is to enter that's for existing users, or if you just signed up, email us, Jen. And then, yeah, we can give you some coffee money too, Jen. We tag everyone. We have a referral program for everyone who's been with us for over 60 days. And we can just tag you and make sure you get paid for whoever signs up. So that's that.
Awesome. I love it.
We'll be doing a reward ceremony this year too for GoToLister users at Miami. So if you have a GoToLister account, you'll be put in for awards. And we'll be awarding most sales, people who grew the most over the last year, little things like that. Okay. Yes, ma'am. All right. What secret have you learned that's helped you grow your Amazon business?
What secret have I learned that helped me grow my Amazon business? That's a tough one. One thing I'll go over, I wouldn't necessarily call it a secret, but a lesson that I've recently gone through over the last couple months, and it's to chase what's working for me, because I had wasted months chasing what was working for other people. Like there's so much information out there, and I was watching, where people are sourcing and what they're doing, and they were I was going there. I didn't particularly like it, and I still tried. And then I realized, hey, you've got a few things that are working for you. Focus on that. And that's really what helped me grow my business, and it helps me with my time management. For the most part, I'm focused on 2 RA sources. I did hit the Walmart and Target toys in the summer to help get stocked up for my Q4. But I have 2 good RA sources, but I also do OA. And I'm getting off track, but and I have a VA that helps me source with my online arbitrage. Mm-hmm. But so I guess the secret is to chase what's working for you. If you have something that's working, go after that, and be careful of what you listen to. I've been around for 3 years. I've been in many, many groups, and I have done exactly what people say not to do. And I'll give you an example because I can't sell it anymore. But my favorite product to sell was Coach purses. I wasn't a Nike person. I was a Coach person. I loved going to Coach. I was good online. And I was in a group, and someone had mentioned Coach in the comments, and someone else that's been around for a long time said, oh, don't go to Coach. You're big on IP complaints. I didn't say anything because I don't want you going to Coach. And so just be careful of what you read in the comments.
So you're saying that you should or should not have been selling Coach?
Oh, you should. I did very well with Coach.
So you're saying that it was like a false narrative or like a rumor that, oh, you're definitely going to get in trouble for selling this, where it was actually a really good product to sell.
Exactly. Someone had diverted someone from selling it. And I've seen that in other groups, like stay away from this product or that. I mean, there's a lot of good information out there, so be careful.
Yeah.
But test buy something. Like if you really find something and there's other sellers, because you want to be careful of IP complaints, and there's ways that you can look for that, like drops in the amount of sellers, IP alert, and things like that. You want to be careful. And sometimes word gets out that a brand is starting to drop IP complaints. But I think the exact comment was that customers claim and that there's a lot of inauthentic complaints for Coach purses. I ran into a few, and they were the easiest inauthentic claims to fight. All I had to do was upload the receipt when a customer complained, and I showed that it was valid, and it was easier to get rid of than those suspected IP ones. Yeah. And I did. Coach accounted for a while 25% of my sales. Now, I don't know if you know this, you can't sell Coach on Amazon anymore. Starting in it's knocked off for all sellers. I don't know if the brand's coming on or what happened, but September 15th, we weren't allowed to sell anymore.
Dang. All right. You made me forget my question with that last comment. What's your biggest failure selling on Amazon?
Oh boy. It's going to have to do with my books. Which I think is an important topic for resellers. And that's something I would also recommend, getting your books in order at the beginning. Initially, I was using GoDaddy for my books with eBay, and I had everything in order and my books were in order. Since I started when I was small, I caught some mistakes in my accounting while I was small, and it was easy to change. Whereas when you're got a lot more sales to deal with, it's harder to change. But GoDaddy was coming to an end, and I ended up going with a bookkeeping company. It was a new company. It was a launch of a company. And I was with them for 3 months, and January into March. And after March, they told me I was not their ideal client. I don't think they could handle all the, the different credit cards and everything like that. I don't know what the issue was. They were geared for resellers, and I don't think my books are out of line with how other resellers are. But come March, that was 3 months of bookkeeping that I didn't have. But thankfully, I have kept it up in GoDaddy a little bit. So I had somewhat of a handle on my books. And come June, GoDaddy canceled completely. So come June, my books were a mess. So this was last year. So I actually had to make the decision to just not grow and get my books in order. And thankfully, I have a good friend who's a CFO for a construction company, like a $70 million company. And she got me set up in QuickBooks, and it's great. So find someone to get your books in order and just stay on top of your books.
Yeah.
Now I have a nice process. I have reports. She gives me cash flow reports. She works with my CPA, a P&L every month. So
awesome.
So it was my biggest failure, but now I also believe it's a strength of mine now. So I believe that you can turn your failures into a strength. And
smooth seas never made a skilled sailor. You got to go through the shit to get better.
Exactly.
What's a common myth?
A common myth. That lead lists are bad. You have to be careful using lead lists. But I actually kept my business going for a year and a half because of a leads list. So, I was selling dumbbells.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up, what was it? My appendix. I had to have my appendix removed. And this was during my dumbbells. This is what ended my dumbbell season. And I waited too long to go to the hospital. So I was in the hospital for a few days. It almost burst. Thankfully, it didn't. And they told me I couldn't lift more than 10 pounds for 2 months. I'm like, great. So that's when I got introduced to the beauty category. And I started with a beauty leads list. And I was on that same list. He has a very good reputation for a year and a half. And it was really nice. I like the joke that I went from dumbbells to mascaras and lipstick. I can carry all this profit in one small box. And then also online, that's what got me started with online arbitrage. Is I started with the lead list, had it shipped to my house, and then I started using a prep center. But you have to be careful. You want to be on a good list. You want a rabbit trail. I was working full time. So I'll admit I did not do a lot of rabbit trailing. I did a lot of ordering right off the list. But at the time, I didn't have to pay myself as much. And another thing that we have to talk about as a reseller are the rewards that are available to you. Like, there's so much opportunity to pay yourself in other ways besides what Amazon pays you. The cashback rewards from doing online, that's how I paid myself for a year and a half. I wasn't even really worried about that because I bought product off of a leads list. I sent it to a prep center. I barely touched it, and I was able to run a business with minimal time. And I paid myself fully with all the cashback rewards. Now that I'm full time, I am more focused because I want to pay myself more. But that's how I kept my business going, and I learned. And that's that.
Mm-hmm.
But be careful. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, what tips would you have for people like with rewards points and like credit cards, things like that?
Well, I'm going to share my favorite thing that I'm doing right now. I at my local grocery store, I pretty much get free gas every month. I use my credit card to buy gift cards for the stores I source at. And my particular grocery store will have, like, you can earn gas points because there's a gas station there. And you can earn 10 times the amount of gas points. So say I spend $100 on a gift card, I get 1,000 gift points, which is $1, or card points, gas points, I'm sorry, which is the equivalent of $1 off a gallon of gas. So I can buy a couple hundreds of dollars of gift cards per month when there's a special. And if it's a store I go to a lot, I stock up a lot. Like, I buy my boxes from Lowe's. So that was the last store I bought. I just bought $100 in gift cards. So I use my Capital, my Spark card, and I get 2% cash back on all my purchases for even buying the gift cards. And then I buy the gift cards, and at the end of the month, I pretty much get free gas. Sometimes I pay, 50 cents a gallon or $1 a gallon if I didn't have a lot of purchases. But just the other night, I cleared out holiday or Halloween clearance candy, as well as the gift cards. And the next time I fill up is definitely going to be free. But the Rakuten, the Top Cash Back, rebates me. There's so many cashback experience or sites, and store rewards. I was a big buyer of Ulta. I'm actually banned from Ulta. I have not for a year. I have not been able to buy from Ulta online, and I'm so sad. But I would have over $100, $200 in rewards, and that all went to me and my shampoo, my conditioner.
Did you try to set up a new account?
I did. I've tried everything. I've been on the phone with them. I think I need a completely new IP address. I want to get my VA set up to start buying for me as well. So I want to get him a laptop and a new account, everything. So I'm hoping once I get him set up, he might be able to start sourcing Ulta.
Have him use a VPN for
VPN.
United
I think
States.
he does. And then I was going to have him log directly into my computer, like remote viewer or something. Yep. Okay.
That's the safest way to do it. In your opinion, what's the most important personality trait / strength that someone would need to be a successful Amazon seller?
Determination and grit, because it is hard, and there's more to this business than just buying and selling. There's a lot of other things that go into it, and things are going to come up and frustrating things. I mean, the biggest thing I'm going through right now is account health, and just got to have determination to go through it. I'm learning so much right now, though. Gosh, I'm learning so much, and I've learned so much, and just got to have that grit to keep going and just be determined to not give up.
That's what I got on my, look at that.
Oh,
Every time I open up the refrigerator, grit.
I mean, it's a great, like, I wouldn't change it for, I left my full-time job, I was in sales for 15 years. And, now I do what I want, when I want, how I want. I am a person of integrity. I no longer have to oversell for a company that I think underproduces or
to make money.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. And I'm able to, I have a prepper. I actually got rid of my prep center. Who gets rid of their prep center for Q4? But
really risk. Honestly, using any prep center during Q4 is a risk, because if they take 4 weeks longer than normal to prep your items, it's over with. So that's why having an in-house operation is very important during Q4, so you have control over how quickly that inventory gets listed.
Exactly. And I was with a prep center for a couple years. Good, but I was with them for a couple years for a reason, because I like them. But I wanted more control over my products. I wanted to see it, and I wanted to get it in faster, and I can pick up things, merch and fulfill it quickly. And I live 20 minutes from the state of Delaware. So I just signed, which is a tax-free state.
Yep. And
I just got a UPS box, and I literally just did this last week, and I'm getting my OA purchases sent there. Eventually I'd like to get a warehouse, but I decided I wanted to go the warehouse route is my long-term goal. And I have a great prep. It's so funny. Like, I'm learning, you have to outsource things in order to grow. And my hair is getting on my nerves. Sorry. But anyway, you have to outsource things. And I got prep help that I found. I've known him since he was 12 and he's 20. And so I'm showing him how to prep. He's been with me about a month. And I have a particular way that I like to do things. So I kept saying, oh, no, this is how you do it. And I'm learning, that you just have to step back. And I'm getting to the point that I can leave him alone a little while. So I went down there, and he didn't have to deal with me for 2 hours. And he just did so much better than even me. Like, the way he had it all organized, I was like, wow. I was like, I think I need to just let you go. You know what you're doing. And it's great. He did better than my prep center. I had to have some items come back from my prep center, and he had to re-poly them and everything. And it just looks so much better. That's but awesome. I'm excited about that, to be bringing in the prep, doing it again, and having good prep help. That helps.
Yeah. What's your Q4 strategy?
My Q4 strategy? Well, it has been stocking up July and August and even September from Walmart and Target. That was a big part of my stocking up with all the toys on clearance. I will admit, there is a not so sexy side of Amazon, which I'm dealing with now. The account health, I'm actually under a Section 3 review. And it had me a little nervous. I'm still not completely through it, but I feel like we're going to be able to work through it. And my funds are frozen right now. So I'm still buying, I'm still sending in, but I am a little more cautious. I'm not buying as much as I would be. I do have the capital, but I have to be careful. It was and I'll share with you what I learned. It's a very popular Clinique product. I bought it directly from Clinique, and it's actually a free gift. I only sold 3 of them last year, but they wanted my bank information. They wanted my credit card information. I mean, my driver's license, business license, you name it. So I sent it all over, sent the receipts. Thankfully, I still had them because one of them was from November 22nd. That's another pro. I mean, save your receipts, but that's another benefit.
But everything emailed to you, so you can just search it.
Yeah. Well, Clinique keeps everything. Yeah, the email for online. Yes, definitely. So that's how I found it. I could find the order confirmations, and I was able to print it out. But here's what happened. They kept telling me they didn't have enough information. And I talked to a rep on Monday. And what happened is Amazon Account Health is taking the order number and they're putting it in the order on Clinique. And when they put the order number in, it's not showing that it's delivered. And it's a mistake on Clinique's website. So when you click on the shipping link, it's showing on USPS that it was delivered. So I have to take a screenshot of the showing delivered. And they also recommended that I make sure that the stores are marking my products as delivered. So they asked me if I had a team, and I do have a VA. So that might be something I have him checking on and just making sure that it's being marked delivered. It's tedious,
but crazy. They're going the next level with that. They're going on the Clinique. They told you they were going on the Clinique website and searching that?
Yeah, they're searching the order.
That is crazy.
Now, I do know there's an issue with stolen goods. People have been buying unknowingly stolen goods. And there is a problem with that. So I don't know if that's why they're cracking down now. But I will say I was very upset with this email. When I got it, my heart dropped because I have a prep help. He depends on me. I have a VA. So it was a little nerve-wracking. But I'm working with them. They know I'm working with them. And I'm hopeful to get it resolved. Although I am also looking at my eBay, keeping my eBay going. I have things. I'm looking at my death pile, which I should have gotten to as well. So I'm also doing other things.
Mm-hmm. Dang, Amazon's going to the next level. I wonder if they would do that. I wonder if it's just because it's Clinique. Is Clinique the brand too? Or is that
yes, and I bought it directly from the brand. So I honestly don't know. I initially thought it was a mistake. This product, I mean, it's a lotion that is available everywhere. And it's a free gift. So I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like a commonly counterfeited or stolen good or something.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. So I'm actually going to follow up with them when we're done here. I'm just going to follow up because I haven't heard back in about 2 days. So I'm going to get on the phone. And when you're dealing with account health, sometimes just try another rep because, and I've been in business for a long time and I did telephone sales. And sometimes you get someone who's on day one of their job. And sometimes you can get someone that's been there for a few years. So, and take it easy on the rep, be nice. It can be frustrating. But if you don't have luck with one rep, maybe give it a little time and call back another time and try a different rep.
All right. Yeah. Actually, I have $30,000 on hold right now. And I'm kind of going through the same thing from my account shutdown this summer. And it's crazy. But I purchased this product from a wholesaler and they can't go and search the records, they're going to the Clinique website and searching the records. They can't do that with my wholesaler, but I'm wondering if they'll reach out to him,
Did you show a receipt?
I showed all my invoices, but
is it showing shipped?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know if the tracking numbers.
I would try sending tracking information and a screenshot that shows that it was delivered.
Yeah.
That's what was recommended to me. And in the group, there's another woman who's been selling for a long time in the Amazon Lit group. And she always says, and now it like makes sense to me, but she's like, did you show them shipping confirmation? You have to show shipping confirmation.
Right.
So, and that it actually, or delivered. They want to see something that shows it was delivered.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, it's been over 5 business days. It's been like 8 business days and haven't gotten a response. So waiting on that $30,000. Not going to hold my breath though.
Are you able, if you wanted to send shipments in?
Well, what I do is I partner with other people now, and I just sell my product in their account. We split profits. So Amazon never gave me my account back.
See, I'm not deactivated, and they told me that. They told me, and they did tell me that they know that I haven't done anything, malicious or scamming or anything. So I'm not completely shut down, although I felt like it. I'm like, well, you're holding my funds, they're frozen. I'm still selling, I'm still able to send in, but I'm definitely not sending in as much as I would be, because it is a little worrisome.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in a place where I'm focusing on getting processes in place. Not a place I want to be at Q4. Like, this is a great time to really be shopping. I'm still shopping a little though, but just taking the time to I have a huge death pile in my basement, getting it listed on eBay, because eBay can also be another great avenue for sales. And that's actually how I got started. It's a good way to get your feet wet if you haven't done any reselling.
100%. Last question. What was your favorite part about Miami Sellers Conference?
Oh, wow. My favorite part, I can't just pick one part. I loved it all. It was a great experience from the beginning to the end. I just want to share that because I was scared to go. And like I said, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I was like, you know what? I am going. And when I went there, I just felt right at ease right away. Everyone was friendly. I mean, the reseller community is extremely friendly, and we all have something in common. We all want to resell, and we all have that to talk about. But gosh, I mean, it was the learning, it was the networking, the conversations I had. But it was also fun. I went to that club. I went out dancing. I was out till 2:30 in the morning. I remember getting my Uber ride home, and I had fun, and everyone was fun. I do want to just give a little word of encouragement. If someone is watching this and you're on the fence about it and you're nervous, maybe you don't, maybe you're shy, maybe you're scared because you don't know anybody, just go. I'm telling you, I went there. I didn't know a single person. I just went by myself, and I walked in and just started talking reselling, started talking Amazon, and the conversation just flowed. Everyone was friendly. And if you're new and you're nervous or you're shy, and come look for me. I'll help you get connected.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, that's a wrap. Where can they follow you at? Do you have social media for?
I'm on Instagram, my.amazon.journey.
And we'll link that below. So everyone watching this, you just click below. You'll be linked to her IG. No YouTube?
No YouTube. Not yet.
Channel. You would crush it.
That'll be coming.
Right. Go slide in the DMs of Jen if you have any questions. And we'll see you guys at Miami Sellers Conference.
Bye.